So, Unrivaled has announced a new player to have equity. And it's the one player I think is going to have the next biggest influence on the sport after Caitlin Clark. We can talk about Angel Reese, but I'll put her at number 3. But I do think Flau Jae is going to have as big an influence on the sport as anyone not named Caitlin Clark. Because I think her game is good enough and she is fun enough to watch that people will want to watch her play basketball. And obviously off the court, she's incredible. Like, she's a very good rapper. And she's fairly big in that regard. But she is signed for Unrivaled. And that is a huge thing. Like, that's absolutely huge for when it comes to Unrivaled, that they've got Flau Jae Johnson. Because even though they don't have Caitlin Clark, you've got the next 2 biggest players, young players, to be confirmed. Like, Flau Jae has gone and done her own commercial. I don't know if the music's copyrighted, so I'm not going to play it. Like, it's obviously herself, but I have no idea if this is copyrighted. And she's there promoting Unrivaled. And a lot of people are like, oh, they've got the biggest player for the next 2 draft classes. I don't see it. And we're going to talk about it later on in the video. But before we do that, we're doing Hoopsmas. We're uploading 5 videos every single day for the month of December. And we are also trying to hit 40,000 subscribers by then. If we could even hit 39.6k by the end of the day, that would be absolutely incredible. Either way, though, what we are going to be doing is talking about Flau Jae Johnson, her signing for Unrivaled, what this means for both Unrivaled, and what this means for her. And for Unrivaled, it's huge. It is absolutely huge for Unrivaled. Because if you've lost out on Caitlin Clark, why not try get everybody else? I think Unrivaled's decision depends on 2 things. One, or Caitlin Clark's decision for next year. Depends on 2 things. It depends on the success of the league. And it depends on... I don't mean the success of the league from a marketing perspective. I mean the success of the league as in preparing people for the W season. And whether or not she feels like she would benefit from Unrivaled. If she comes in and is top 2 for MVP next year, she's not going to play Unrivaled next year. If she stagnates, she might. Like, it's as simple as that. It's going to be a basketball reason. It's not going to be a money reason, because $1 million is nothing for Caitlin Clark. Not that it's nothing, but like $1 million is, say, the equivalent of, I don't know, like 10 grand for most of us. Where it's like, would you do something you don't want to do for 3 months for 10 grand? And have to put down everything else in your life? I don't know how many people would do that. But Flau Jae, I think she's going to be playing in Unrivaled next year. Because I think Flau Jae Johnson is going to enter the 2025 WNBA Draft. And Chicago Sky fans, rejoice. Rejoice. Like, I genuinely think she's coming out. And if Flau Jae, I mean this, she is expected to be, like, she hasn't confirmed or denied that she's going to enter the draft. She's eligible, and when she was talking about it, she basically said that she wouldn't commit to staying at U or at LSU, or she wouldn't commit to coming out. But also, like, we have to look at her stats, her numbers for a good LSU team. Like, she said she joined Unrivaled because it's changing the game. And why would you join Unrivaled to change the game to play in it for 1 year? Like, Unrivaled only has funding for 3 years. I know they expect it to be longer, but why would you do this whole thing to play in it once? Potentially once. But, like, she is averaging 22, 6, and 3 assists a game. As, like, a 6 foot tall 2 guard. She's someone who can pass the ball a little bit. But she's up 8 points a game on last year. She is obviously in big games. She's still playing well. Like 71% from the field against NC State, which is impressive. Obviously, they haven't played the greatest opposition, but she's been by far the best player on a 9-0 LSU team. Who do they play? Do they have any tough games? Like, what's their schedule? So they're playing... I mean, they play Stanford, who aren't great. Like, the next time they play a good team... Man, LSU have one of the easiest schedules realistically, they don't play another ranked team till South Carolina. Wow. Oh, like Tennessee aren't bad. There's a few okay teams in there, but still though, Flau Jae is almost certainly going to go numero dos. If she enters the draft this year, she will almost certainly go number 3, and if she doesn't go number 3, or if she doesn't go number 2, she will not go past number 3. For the Chicago Sky, it changes everything because she is someone who can be that wing player that they want. She's someone that can come in and be that scoring wing that they've been looking for. She can hit a jump shot. She can create for herself. And she is, again, another larger-than-life figure. And if you can reunite her and Angel Reese, I don't think there's any real beef between the two of them. Obviously, their two moms don't like each other, but I don't think the beef is between the two of them. But she's also, like, if you're LA, you would consider taking Flau Jae at number 2 over Olivia Miles. And not only consider it, you would. Like, LA, so annoyed they don't get Paige Beckers. Kiki Iriafen doesn't really fit if they're looking to keep De'Arca Hamby. But Flau Jae Johnson is the perfect player. Like, they could literally then go out with find point guard, Flau Jae, Ray Burrell, Cam Brink. What am I talking about? Ray Burrell. Sorry, Jesus. Ray Burrell off the bench. Find point guard, Flau Jae, Rakia, Cam Brink, and De'Arca Hamby. That's a really nice starting 5. If you can just find a point guard. Heck, bring Odyssey Sims back and it's a good starting 5. And I'd say she's looking at it that way. Like, LA are the number 2 pick. Flau Jae can get to LA. No place that would be better for her as far as her outside of basketball career. Doing Unrivaled, it gives her more time to work on her extracurricular stuff, like the rap stuff off the court, without having to worry about going to college. Look, she's through 3 years. Supposedly she can finish her college degree, her classes in July. She's obviously not going to do that during the WNBA season, but you don't have to. As somebody that took 5 years to do an undergrad, and it will literally be 10 years from the time I started my undergrad to the time I'll finish my master's degree, there is no rush on all of this, especially if you've got other stuff going on. When the other stuff are priority, like, she's going to make a hell of a lot more money of rap, basketball, and brand endorsements than she ever would from whatever her college degree is. Obviously, the college degree is important, but you can always just defer modules and do that over 2-3 years, especially because she's a freaking millionaire. But anyway, yeah, I think I would say I would be 60-40 that she's going to be in the 2025 W draft. And if she's in that draft, Chicago's Olivia Miles, you are a Chicago Sky. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.